Energize Coach. About to give a tour of the things that I have on my property in regards to what we're planting. We'll start over here by the rain barrel that I made out of the recycle bin. Here, and this holds about 32 gallons, and on top of it, I put a hole for some air. And here we have some lettuce, some tomato clippings, some kale, something else back there. Down there is a marigold with some spinach, more lettuce, kale. This is arugula, more kale, more lettuce. Here's a garden bean. Over here, you have this plant that's growing really fast. It's down here, now it's up to here. You see little tiny flowers on here. This is our beefsteak tomato plant. Over here, it had some other plants on the side, but they died. I don't know why. But here is cherry tomato. And as you can see, it's growing fruit. There's cherry tomatoes there, some cherry tomatoes there, and then there's more down here. Try to put some in these topsy-turvies. The ones I put in here, this is the third plant in here that like it's about to die. I might have to replace it. But these were clippings that came from this particular plant, and they're growing inside these topsy-turvies. It's just a matter, I cut one from here, I cut another one from here, and these are the plants that I put in here. Since these have been in here, particularly this one, you see here, growing flowers on here. And this here was real small, and this is starting to get big, and of course as it get big enough, that one's going to yield some flowers as well. Down here we have some more arugula and some other stuff going on here. I believe some of this stuff is more, I guess it's a different type of arugula, and probably some other spinach. I think we have here some butternut squash. And inside the butternut squash, there's some other things trying to reach out to grow as well. I believe this is either cucumber or another type of cucurbit. And there's another thing growing here, but of course these leaves get real big as the squash start to grow. More stuff over here. We have spinach and squash. And up here we have thyme, rosemary. There's more lettuce. More thyme growing on the sides. This was just turned today. This plant, we had acorn squash. It's getting so big it's starting to peep out through the rails here. And these are some pepper plants. This one was topped. This one here is the bell pepper, big Bertha. There's another one here that's struggling. So if I can find, here it is. It's struggling, but it's coming back. I think it probably need to get some nutrients because I see the leaves are starting to get a little lighter. These are some pots. These particular pots are kind of sacred, even though they have plants in them. I used to plant a lot of things in here 6-7 years ago. It was in Philadelphia. We still have these pots. So it's kind of what started our venture with some of the stuff that we were planting. But now we have these plants out here. I just recently planted these daylilies. There's one of them next to one of our rose bushes that grows all the way up. This is the only place where it only grows. And then we have this rose bush. It tends to have a lot of petals falling off of it, but this is the one that's doing best in the garden. Then we have those daylilies. This here is our American elderberry. This is a jumbo. It's 3 sticks. You have a little bit of growth going on at the bottom, but I find out these do better during the spring. So we also put another cutting of it right here, if you can see that. I have another rose bush, another perennial plant there, and on the end here, another daylily. Come around to one side, oh, the other huge rose bush. Rose bush, I have to cut it every year. Normally it's standing straight up. This one here is currently tied up. All it is, after the last rain, because it got so much water, all of it down there is full. So after this process, the petals start falling off the trees. We put it in a bigger back up here and then kind of make this pathway clear. All right. We'll walk around the side, past the only evergreen that we have. Rose bush here. I just planted this season. It was real small and tiny. Now it's getting big. This one here as well is new. Small and tiny. Now this is getting big. And today, I just recently planted fig trees. Here's one fig tree. Here's two fig trees. You recognize the fig tree, you got to picture the figs on it. Here's the third one. Doing really well. The leaves are kind of droopy, but as I planted them, the leaves are starting to point up as if they're pointing up towards the sun. Here's another rose. This is the one we got the top of it. The little flowers were eaten off by the deer. Didn't get this one, so that's the only flower that one has. This one also has bear flowers as well, but it also got the deers. You can see the little stumps. This is the size that the rose bush started at when you put it in, and this is where it is now since I put it in for the season. Over here, of course, are hedges that separates the front and the back. Now, I kind of this is from the back. It's hard for me to walk around the side. All of this going out. Rain all comes this way, so I have to put it all to the back. And it does a pretty good job, such in certain areas, of keeping the separation that goes on the sidewalk to be able to see the yard. The driveway, exhibition, along the fence. Let's go inside the yard. All right, we'll start right behind. We'll work our way around. Snap pea is right here on the fence, which is doing pretty good. It's actually bearing some peas. And it's getting taller and taller, some more peas. And of course, more flowers from more of the peas. It's next to this tree that we did not plant, was the Yoshino cherry tree, which actually didn't have anything on it when we first got it. But now that we have it, it's starting to move its branches. It only stops right here with the branches. The rest of it's not growing anything. But apparently it wants to live. We have our rain barrel. And inside this rain barrel, we have some tomato, some marigolds. I just planted some watermelon. We was eating some watermelon. I planted some seeded watermelon. And they're actually starting to grow not only just in here, but also on the outside here. Next to this rain barrel is one of our apple trees. And this apple tree, of course, is right here next to this boxwood. So I'm going to have to, of course, keep this trimmed up and try to control the size of this so it doesn't become overwhelming. Down here we have some thyme that's flowering. And it also has a little bit of dill inside of it. And this here is parsley that's also flowering. Over here, it also grows very well, is our chocolate mint. Here is our lemon balm. Over here, let's see, let's just say, Majorium. And this was planted this season. It's doing pretty good. And this is our dill that we planted last year with the flower. And now these heads are ready to get cut off to be able to get the seeds out of it. As you can see, these little guys running over here are the little chickens. And then down here we have more seasoning, which is, this is curly parsley, some marigolds are not doing too well, and some basil. Behind me, there's another tree I just planted. Down here, the probably is really small. Of course, a very optimistic grow is a peach tree. Again, it's right next to our chicken run. And of course, as it grows and gets big, I'm going to, of course, have to control the size of it because it's going to be, of course, overshadow the chicken run. I don't have anything really over the chicken run to give them a lot of shade, so if they want to get from the sun, they just usually just run inside of the coop. But hopefully this will provide maybe some shade, and of course it won't be so overwhelming. But right behind me is something that was already here when we bought the property, didn't know, but then we let it grow. Is a grape vine. As you can see, the little bitty grapes are starting, but you usually don't get the grapes to ripen on here. We very rarely get any of them because the birds get to them. And I also take the leaves and feed them to the chickens. The chickens love these leaves. When they used to roam the yard, they used to keep all the leaves underneath here under control. And they used to go under here for shade when they want to get away from the sun. But now, because I leave them in the run, I just break pieces off and put them inside the run for the chickens. All right, so we have over here some of our seedlings that we haven't found space for. We haven't used the plant. But walk over here, come past to our next tree, which is our pear tree. This tree didn't look too well when we got it, but after I got it in the ground, the leaves were all laying down. Now the leaves are starting to fluff up because it's down in the ground. We have our planters here. We got some herbs inside here. There is a citrus tree that I got. Didn't have many limbs on it, but now these are all new growth. So hopefully as this continues to grow, I'll get some Meyer lemons growing on there. Over here, where there's a lot of flies, is the banana tree. Got some things inside of there that's a banana that I put in some water, hoping that potassium will soak inside the soil and help that banana tree grow. Continue to walk over here. That's our next tree. This is again an apple tree. This is the same type of apple tree over there by the rain barrel. It's going to produce, of course, when it produces fruits, it's going to produce some golden, delicious apples. Again, let the apple tree grow. I want it to grow more width than height, and of course, be controlled so that it doesn't cast too much of a shadow. And because I do have these two chicken coops over here, I want the chickens to be able to see out the window. I want to fix in the morning or the chickens tap on the window and let me know that they're ready to come out. Continue, of course, past this first that I have our strawberries, which is, you really will see, is yielding lots of strawberries. Some of the strawberries are being eaten by something, probably some bugs, maybe some birds. But this strawberry, one thing that's unique about this particular strawberry is some strawberry plants only yield fruit in the spring and then they stop until the next season. This particular strawberry plant yields fruit all summer long, all spring, all summer, and into the fall. And then it stops during the wintertime. As you can see, we've got plenty of strawberries over here. I just had to make sure that we keep this